Man, look at this survey. It's so depressing, and it's not normal, by the way. Number of people who have stopped talking to someone because of their political stance. It's not normal. I'm telling you this from Romania. Okay, it's a completely different culture. If you're in the United Kingdom and you think this is normal, okay, it's only in your country. It doesn't happen in other places in the world. In fact, in Romania, we have a saying that in polite society, you should try to avoid talking about football, talking about politics, and talking about religion. Because these are things that will cause argument. These are things that most people have a strong emotional investment in them. And regardless of the ideological arguments that you're making, those people are not going to change their mind. But unfortunately, in the UK, right now, the culture is being pushed that everything is political. You have no private life anymore. And you should actually cancel the people that don't think like you. And, like this act obviously causes the people who get canceled to have resentment, to also despise the people doing the cancellation. So now they have managed to split the nation in what seems to be the younger generation and the older generation. Because you see, like the older generation, they get to work out their stuff without having to resort to defooing. But the new generation shows a staggering percentage with people that will just refuse to engage with someone because of their political stances. And by the way, like these might be left leaning and right leaning. And it kind of makes sense. Like, think about it, right? If you're part of an ideology that thinks that Britain is irredeemably racist, so it's an evil country, it's an evil nation, and on top of that, you think that the environment was destroyed by your parents, you're going to obviously stop talking with your parents. You're going to stop talking with the people that are the older generation. And on the other hand, like if you're the type of people that, that you love your country and you don't think that you're behaving any different than an 18 or a 29-year-old in your lifestyle, because you're not destroying the planet. I mean, the younger generation, they have smartphones, they have air conditioning, they take a taxi to school, right? They take a cab wherever they go. So it's not like they are not destroying the planet, but they have a different ideology. They believe, okay, so I'm going to a McDonald's and I'm not taking a plastic straw, or I'm buying a paper bag and thus I'm saving the planet. But when they get home, they turn on their air conditioning. Well, when they sit at the bus station, they open their iPad. But they're totally saving the planet, right? But if the old man doesn't like the fact that he has to pay extra money for gas, or he doesn't like the idea of a carbon cap tax or whatever, or he doesn't vote for a Green Party, oh, well, clearly he's Hitler. And because of that, he needs to be ostracized, right? So this is a very depressing statistic that I'm seeing. It would suck. It would really suck if you're an elderly person in Britain. It would really suck when you can have like your kids refusing to talk to you just because like you don't agree with the current culture. Look at this one. This is even more depressing. Millennials are also more likely than older generations to report that they have no acquaintances. 25% of millennials say that this is the case. 1 in 4 millennials will say that they have no acquaintances. How fucking sad is that? No friends, 22%. That is just unbelievable. No close friends, 27%, and no best friends, 30%. Comparing it to the baby boomers, comparing it to even Gen Zers, like millennials have it the worst. Man, it's so depressing. And it kind of makes sense. I think it's due to social media. Like in the beginning, social media was actually cool because people used Facebook in order to go to, like talk about, okay, I'm organizing this party, who wants to come? Like they would use social media as a supplement for their real life. But now people use social media to replace real life. And it's really sad, like of course if you're going to spend a lot of time on social media, you're going to radicalize yourself and you're going to end up thinking that your view of the world is the only righteous view of the world and everyone else is wrong. And it's not that everyone else is wrong, it's that everyone else is evil. I think like this is the biggest part, right? Like the people on the left who think that their country is inherently evil or racist or whatever, and that everyone who loves their country and is patriotic, or at least doesn't hate the country as much as they do, they're evil people, then yeah, they're going to treat them as evil people. And when people are treated as evil, even though they don't view they did anything wrong, then they're going to respond in kind. So this is why you have like this very, very stark divide. 52%, my God. And here's another very worrying statistic. This is for the United States. In the 1960s, 95% of children, regardless if they came from affluent or working class families, lived with both of their parents. But now, well, at least in 2005, it was 85% of children living with both parents from affluent families, and only 30% of children from working class families live with both of their parents. That is so sad. That is so sad. It's sad because if you think about it, I mean, 2 people means 2 incomes in the family. 2 people means they can share the load in the household. One person can clean and cook. The other person can spend time educating the children. It is just so sad to see this. And the main problem is that this is not even being talked about. This is not being addressed. The only person that I even saw trying to address this was Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren wrote a book where she talks about the turning point where in the United States, one person couldn't use his wage or her wage to hold an entire family. So because of that, a lot of people just can't spend time with their children. Imagine if you're like a single parent. You gotta go to work. You're working class. You're probably working 10, 11, 12 hours a day. When do you have time to spend with the child? So what the child is going to do is he's going to spend a lot of time on social media. He's going to get his entire education and life view from the state, from the school. And that's parenting, right? So no wonder there are studies that show children from single parent households are more likely to end up as committing crimes, to take wrong turns in life, than children who are in households with 2 parents. Simply because, like, when you have 2 parents, it's more likely that you can get an education from the parent and not from the state, not from social media. And it's all connected, right? Because like less parenting means more social media means more encouraging for defooing your family, means more spreading into ideological divides, means that you're less likely to have friends, you're less likely to have best friends. So all these statistics, in my opinion, they're kind of tied together. And notice how no one in the mainstream media talks about this or even brings it up. Instead, they're going to tell you something that you probably don't care about. No. They will make you care about things that don't affect your lives. Like, they will literally make you care about trivial shit. And they will make you care about ideological problems that, even if fixed, wouldn't make your life for the better. But, like, that's the state of the world. I guess, like, this would actually require change. This would actually require politicians to do something. I mean, those are issues that affect everyone, regardless of race or gender. Okay? Everyone is affected. But, no, instead we get to talk about, oh, look at this multi-millionaire football player. He got booed. He got mean words on Twitter. We need to change society to make sure that Twitter doesn't allow for people to say mean words. It's like, okay, even if you do that, you still don't improve anyone's life. I mean, it's kind of trivial, don't you think? It's a conversation that I genuinely don't see the point of. Or, oh, look, Meghan Markle is being oppressed by the royal family. This is something worth talking about, isn't it? This is something that we should spend 12 hours a day debating. Yeah. So that's something that I thought is interesting, and I don't see it being talked about on mainstream media, even though it affects so many people. And I think it's going to get worse, honestly. I think it's going to get a lot worse because there's an economic downturn coming, and if no one talks about these issues and no one cares about these issues, then I don't see them fixing by themselves. So I'll make a stream now, and I'll talk about the luxury beliefs, which only rich people care about. We're going to go through this. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'll see you there. And if you want to join my live stream, please do so, but only if you know how to Xerox. Because if you can't Xerox, then I don't know if you can actually figure out how to join the live stream. So talk to you guys there.